Hey everybody, I want to welcome you back to Desert Sky Mystic. Today we are going to be doing our love and relationship reading for the month of August for our Capricorn friends. So the format is kind of I've been calling it like a pick three. When I was saying a pick three, it's a 3-in-1 format is what I've been calling it. And how this works is there's going to be three cards, three readings. The first reading is going to be for those of you that are in a relationship. The second card is going to be for those of you that are wanting to be in a relationship, looking for love. Whoops, got some jumpers there. Grab those in a minute. And the last one are for those of you that are on your way out of a relationship. So wanted to kind of touch on multiple different points there and try to serve as many people as possible. Of course, these are general readings. So if it resonates with you, then the message is for you. And if it doesn't, then that's fine as well. So let's go on and grab these jumpers and get this overhead cam started, and we will see what the month has for you. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what we have going on here. So this first card are for those of you that are in a relationship. The second card is for those of you that are looking for love, looking for relationships. And this last card are for those of you that are done with your relationship and are moving on to the next great thing. So let's see here. All right. The truth transcends illusion. Okay, what a great card to have for an active relationship. And really, this is saying that the truth is more important than the lies that, well, I say lies, but the illusions, the perceptions, and the little things that we tell ourselves about what's going on. I think this could be a multiple kind of a multiple meaning type of card, but I think first and foremost, the energy I'm picking up on is be truthful with yourself about where it's at, how you feel about where it's really at. And if it's not in such a great place, well, that's okay. I mean, relationships go in and out. We all know this. We have ups and we have downs, but be honest about where it's actually at, and then try to figure out what to do about that. It obviously helps if the other person is also honest as well about that, but they're not always going to be, and you can't control that. All you can control is how you see things, how you think about things, and what you do about it. And sometimes the things we have to do is going to take it has to take into account that they may not be on board on the front end of that. But be honest about where you're at with this relationship, because that is what's going to help pull this relationship through to go the distance, if that's what you want. I mean, maybe that honesty is, I mean, I don't know, we're going to get some clarification cards. Maybe that honesty is basically coming around and saying this isn't going to work either. So, I mean, again, just seeing things for what they are, I think is what I'm really trying to get at here. Let's see what our clarification cards say, though. Wow, look at that. Yeah. All right. So this relationship is not in a good place right now. So, it started out, yeah, all right. So I read intuitively and I pick up on energy. I also do energy readings that have nothing to do with tarot cards. So oftentimes what happens is I'll get little bursts of emotion and feelings and things along those lines as well that so I feel this in a very real way, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So this relationship's not in a great place right now. If this reading is for you, it started out actually kind of things doling out, things losing its excitement, things getting real mad. Instead of dealing with issues, you both kind of just buried your heads and ignored them, and they got worse and worse. And this entire time, oftentimes when I read this postponement card, I usually see this as a card as things have been mad, and you're seeing the color. On this one, I almost feel like that the color is being drained from you on this one, that this is getting kind of moving in a worse direction. That this relationship is sucking the life out of you at this point in time. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't, it kind of moves into, more of an emotional spot. Here has been kind of almost emotionless, kind of almost, again, just burying your head in the sand, seeing things for what they are, but not really wanting to do anything about them or not knowing what to do about it. You don't want to leave the relationship, but you don't know what to do to fix a relationship, and seeing things really kind of take a downward spin. Well, I think they're spiraling out of control, and that's taken you to a point to where this is now going to points of anxiety, of perhaps fear, instability, things really playing themselves out in your head. Maybe there's some like jealousy and fear stuff, but whatever these things are, they're very mental things here, and they're tearing at you, and it just doesn't really have you in a very good place right now. I'm really sorry to see this for you. I think we all go through this and all deal with this type of stuff at one point or another. And doesn't necessarily mean the relationship's doomed either. I'm just saying right now you're in one of those ruts, and it's really got you in a dark place in terms of the relationship. So let's see what kind of advice card we have here going on. And I would assume that a lot of times these things aren't like necessarily in a vacuum, in that oftentimes a partner is feeling their own version of this as well. But let's see what the advice card has to say, and see we get some more clarification on what's happening here or where this is going. Or okay, well, look, that's a positive thing right there. This Okay, so we've got the have faith card, and that's actually a nice kind of cap to this reading, because I mean, again, this reading makes me sad actually when I'm looking at it, and I'm sad for you. But what this have faith card is saying is that keep your head up, that things will get better. Now, I can't say how they will get better. I don't know if that means that relationship's over. I don't know if that means that the relationship will turn around. But I think what this is referring back to is, one, have faith that it will get better, that this is happening in a way that it's supposed to happen, and that what you need to be looking at is really being honest with yourself with where you're at and what you want, because you may just be done. I don't know. But if you're done, then the truth is extremely important as well, because you need to sever that, and you need to move forward, and you need to get to a point to where you get back to a healthy spot. Because whatever, regardless of everything else, one thing I do know is that this is not a healthy spot for you to be in. And one way or another, we need to move out of this. The sooner the better on that. Again, if you want to try to save the relationship, fine. Look, try to save the relationship. Make sure there's buy-in from the other end. Go get counseling, whatever that looks like for you. You start moving towards that direction. We cannot sit here very long. Please do not sit here very long, because that leads to very bad places. But at the end of the day, just know that this is going to turn out the way that it's supposed to turn out. And if this relationship does end, there is a much better one waiting on the other side of that. Having said that, if you want and are able to save this relationship will be much stronger for having gone through this, whatever this is. So either way, I think there's a happy ending at the end of this journey. I don't know exactly what that looks like for you. And for some people, that could be the end of the relationship. And for others, this can be the reading for you as well. And that may mean saving that relationship. But either way, move out of this energy as soon as you possibly can, and have faith that this can turn out the way that it's supposed to turn out. Okay, so let's see what our friends that are looking for love are dealing with right now. Once again, I always hate to, I'm sorry, I hate to see people working through that type of stuff. It's very necessary, but still doesn't mean it's pleasant for you. I'm so sorry for that. Let's see what our friends who are looking for love, though, are currently dealing with. Oh, hey, look, there's my koi fish spirit again. So I got this card earlier. I don't remember which reading, but another reading. Yeah, and I really like this in this position, because this reminds me that there are plenty of fish in the sea, saying, you got the koi fish spirit, and it says here, there is always enough. And I would agree with that. There is somebody out there for you when you are ready to kind of jump in. and have that experience. Oh, look at that. We got a jumper. I'm just going to pop that one right on out there where I continue shuffling. We got the conditioning there. So that's kind of interesting. So let's see what this other card has. See what direction this is going. Right. Okay. So look, there is always enough. There are plenty of fish in the sea. I think there's a couple things that you have to do though to get from point to get there. And I think this is in order to move into a spot where you are open and attracting a healthy relationship, there's a few things you have to deal with and address. First and foremost is a conditioning card. Now, the way I always talk about this conditioning card is, oh, it's kind of like shedding off energy that is not yours. It's having a belief system that you don't quite believe in, but you haven't actually analyzed it. It's a way of being or a way of thinking. In this particular situation, maybe it's in a way that you approach love, maybe it's in a way that you approach relationships. The common theme I've been using, which we'll just use it as an example because I don't know if this is exactly what it is for you, but the idea that what a lot of people often do when they meet somebody that they're attracted to is that they almost create this version of that person in their head. You know, they think, oh, this person's like this, they're going to do this, you know, this is the way they respond to this. And then when you actually get to know that person, reality sets in and they don't actually fulfill those expectations, then it becomes a disappointment. And it's unfortunate because you never communicated those expectations to that person, and they are failing to live up to a standard weren't even aware existed. So, perhaps that's it. And perhaps that's something you picked up from the way that maybe your mother or your father approach relationships or whatever that is. And that's where the conditioning comes in, is that you have this outlook on life that you haven't really analyzed. And if you look at this lion here, there's a sheep tied to the lion, and he's surrounded by sheep in a field. So the point being is this lion doesn't even know he's a lion. He thinks it's a sheep, just like all the other sheep. And again, this is stuff that is oftentimes passed down, and perhaps it could be from other relationships. But one other example I like to use is like a belief system is passed down from your parents. You know, like if you've heard all your life that I don't know, Kentucky Fried Chicken's the best chicken out there, and you've heard that over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you've never tried any other chicken. You don't have any real experiences to compare that to. But somebody asks you what's the best chicken out there, and you say it's Kentucky Fried Chicken. Well, do you really know that? No, you don't. You haven't analyzed. You haven't got out there. You haven't checked it out. You haven't tried these other things for yourself. You haven't come up with your own opinion, your own conclusion. You've adopted their opinion. And I think that this is speaking to the idea that you've adopted some patterns here in your relationships that are making it difficult for, it to become a longer term thing. And I think this has led to some real feelings, some real issues, some real heartbreaks in the past. I think you're actually still dealing with a heartbreak of some sort or another, or some sort of emotional I hate to use the word baggage, but something that's sticking to you here that you really need to get through. But I think you're doing that because what the sorrow card really speaks to is the idea of feeling the feelings that we have to feel, moving through those emotions. We have to process that if we're ever going to move beyond it. So let's see what the advice card has here and see if we can get any further information. I think that, when you work through these things, if you work on these things, that's going to be your ticket to opening up a healthy relationship. I don't know how far along you are in that process, but I would really suggest that this is stuff that you work on and move through, so that you can be prepared and you are open, you are available, and you are present, and you're able to show up for a healthy relationship. Because what happens oftentimes is, I'm not saying a relationship will come, but if this is the energies that you're running, that's what you're putting out there. And that's the type of people that you're going to attract, the type of people that find that attractive. Oftentimes they're manipulative, have their own issues that they're dealing with, sometimes almost predatory in some cases, sometimes, and they don't even know they're being predatory. They're just naturally attracted to this type of position. So when you shed this stuff, and you get that out of your system, you are going to, again, attract the type of person you deserve, a healthy relationship, someone that, is really going to treat you the way you need to be treated, that you deserve to be treated. So let's take a look here. An unfair judgment. Huh. Yeah, I almost get the sense that this is um, okay, so no, I got this. This is really speaking to the idea here in this particular situation that you're pointing a finger at other people. That in these past relationships, it's always their fault. It's always something they did, and very well could have been as well. But that's not the point. The point is we need to take a deep look at what we're contributing to this, how we're contributing to that, what we did, what we could have done better, and really accept responsibility for that. Because again, if you want a healthy relationship, you can't do the type of stuff that has happened to you and the stuff that you've done in the past and expect a different result. So you can't do the same thing and expect a different result is ultimately what I'm trying to say. So just the point being is that you have to take accountability, take a good look at yourself, really analyze your patterns and the way that you feel about things, and make sure that's your stuff. And maybe shed off some of those old things. Take a look at those old relationships and ask yourself, what did I like about that relationship? What did I dislike about that relationship? What did I do to, contribute to that? Because again, it always takes two. What did I do to contribute to that? And how can I move away from that so I don't have to worry about dealing with that with the right person? Because the last thing you want to do is take this type of stuff, hold on to it, actually find the right person, the one that really you could have gone the distance with, and then blow it up because of this stuff that you haven't released yet. That's why I think for this month, what you should be really looking at is that self-work, that self-healing, that helping yourself move through and feel those things and understand those things, and really take a good deep dive into what you want and what are the ways that you can, what are some of the ways that, what are some of the things that you can do for yourself that'll help you, put you in a better position for the relationship that is a healthy relationship, the relationship you actually want. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have for this reading. Very interesting, actually, very interesting. Okay, let's see what we have for folks that are moving away from a relationship at this point in time for whatever reasons. Let's see here. Let's reset that. Now is a lucky time. The rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Yeah, I get that. You know what? I actually get the feeling you say that. I think you dodged a bullet on whatever relationship you're moving out of here. I think that this was something that needed to happen. I think you were recognizing some things that were happening. I think that you were not lining up with these things, Capricorn, and you made some very mature decisions. You're like, I'm out. This is not heading in a good direction. This isn't even worth salvaging. I'm moving on. So I think that, and you're doing it fast too. I'm being called to the fact these are rabbits, and rabbits are quick. They're just like, saw something that spooked them, gone. And I don't think that this was like a 1 week, 2 week relationship type deal. I'm just saying the more you got to know this person, the more you saw yourself in this relationship, and the more that this thing started to play out as it started to get serious, you were just like, nah, this isn't going anywhere good. I've been down this route before. I recognize these things. I am out of here. So let's see what the clarification cards add to this reading. Yeah, very nice. Okay, so yeah, this was very much the way I'm reading this is very much something to where you recognized something from the past that you and you trusted yourself here. You listened to yourself. You recognize these things. You're like, I am not going to repeat this pattern again, and I'm done. I'm going to take a leap of faith here. I don't know what's on the other side of this, but I'm done. I'm done today. No ifs, ands, and buts. I'm grabbing my stuff and I'm out of here. And, you were trusting yourself, which is a beautiful thing. And when we do that, when we listen to ourselves, when we tap into our intuition, we are guaranteed success. We really are. I mean, at the other end of this, there's something beautiful down there waiting. Yeah, it's a little scary. Absolutely. Jumping off a cliff and free falling into the unknown is absolutely scary. But is it near as scary as getting stuck into the same old pattern over and over and over and over again, and just knowing that you're not going to be happy for long periods of time in the future if you stay in a relationship? No, I'd much rather jump off that cliff. I'd much rather see what is next for me, because it's got to be better than what you're currently in. And I think that's really where you're at. You took a leap of faith and you're moving on. One of the things that I think that this card actually speaks to is oftentimes this card is speaking to the idea of, you are holding on to the past. What I actually see here is that you are very aware of your past. You understand it very well, and you see the things that have turned out from that, and you don't want to repeat that. So I almost get this as almost as if this were a card in reverse. I don't read reversals, but okay, so let me explain it this way. So this card, again, her head is in this box. It's her past. It's all these things that happened long ago. And with this card, the one thing to notice is that she's so stuck in the past that she can't see all of the good things that's happening in the present right now or in the future. And her clothes are starting to tatter, and this is really wasting away and draining her life. For you, I think you recognized this pattern. I think you recognized this, and that is what led you to take this leap of faith and said, I am out of here. We're not doing this again. There is something better on the other side of this. I've already had this experience. I'm just not interested. Again, I get this very just a quick decision, not rash, but a very absolute decision, a very healthy decision, a very sudden, and it'll be very sudden for them. And I think that the realization of this was probably sudden for you. But at the end of the day, this was the right move. This was the healthy move. This was the move that had to happen. And I would say congratulations, because oftentimes what ends up happening in our relationships is we hold on to this stuff and we think, well, we can do this better this time, or this won't be the same. For you, though, you recognize that and you are moving past that, which keeps you free and keeps you open to enjoy the type of relationship that you deserve and that will come to you, especially if you keep these types of energies away from you. You're not having that. And so, yeah, congratulations on that. Again, I'm not saying it's not painful. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt. I'm not saying there's not emotions behind it at all. Don't misunderstand me there. I am saying that you recognized something bad and you did the courageous thing, which was make a decision, and you jumped both feet in on it. So that is what I'm saying. I'm saying that is very admirable. That takes strength. Let's see what this advice card has to say here. See what else adds to this really cool reading. Life is a juggle. Yep, it absolutely is. You never know what's going to be thrown at us. And I think this kind of contributes to the idea that the suddenness of it all, the realization of it all, when you really analyze it, you're tossing all these things around, you're looking at all these things that are happening. And I think that contributes to the lead up to this, to where that decision was like, nope, I've seen this before. I played this game. I've done this act. I'm not going to do this again. I got enough things going on in my life. I'm not going to complicate it, add to this. I want something better for myself. So I think the life is a juggle card for me really speaks to what's the word I'm looking for here? The completeness of this, the finalization of this, just the decision's made and you'll never be stepping back over that, and the suddenness of it. Like, so when you realized there was no point of wasting one more minute, you have enough going on, you're done. So congratulations. Again, if there's feelings wrapped up on this, I know those suck. I'm sorry. Those will pass. You made the right decision here. Just know that at the end of the day, you made the right decision. It's a decision that most people cannot make. Um, Not at least without getting beat up and going back and forth for a long period of time. You saw it. You did something about it. Great job. So that's it. That's what I got. Capricorn for the month of August. Some great readings on here. Very cool stuff. If any of these resonated with you, do me a favor and like the video. Really like it helps me understand which messages hit, which ones do not. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel as well. That helps us out a lot. And, I'd love to have you. So that is what I have for the month of August, Capricorn, for our love and relationship reading. And we will see you next time.